to like you're hunting.
Yeah,
can't just
basically like you're hunting. If you want to chop one down out in the wild here, you gotta buy a tag. Yeah.
Dang, man.
I don't know how much money it is, but yeah.
Yeah, you can't just go chopping trees down.
And then, well, do you have to have it inspected before
Basically like you're hunting. If you want to chop one down out in the wild here, you gotta turn that down. Okay.
Is there a tree limit? Can you only bag like a certain amount of trees?
I would assume so. They got us so much on lockdown here when it comes to rules in San Bernardino. That's not bad. I mean, it's better than like down the mountain, I guess. But like our guest that we have staying out here from Canada, who's going to be competing at the event, Taylor. Yeah, he's out in British Columbia, lives on I think Victoria Island or something like that.
Yeah,
he actually might pop on, but yeah, he was saying, yeah, we don't have that problem. they just go get whatever.
You can cut down a tree.
Yeah,
cut one down.
Exactly.
There's hundreds of thousands of them.
Yeah. This is a good one that my neighbor found. It's like, yeah, it's got a pretty cool.
That's the hard part.
But yeah, and then my other neighbor gave us like a little 2.5-foot real one right after we bought a $10 one from grocery outlet or something like that. So we have two little trees and one normal tree, I guess. Travis, I want to see your tree. Travis, you've probably got like a 20-footer at home.
No, man, I just got a little one story. It's nothing special.
That's it. All right, we got Caleb dropping in here.
And then I got another one right here outside.
Oh man, that looks cool. I like the lights.
What up?
Hey, yeah. What's up, Caleb? The arm bender is in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up? How you guys doing?
What's going on?
Yeah. What are you weighing right now, Caleb?
Like 170.
Oh, so you're gonna make it for the 165s then?
Yeah, I got like 5 pounds. I try to maintain as much weight as possible, close up.
Okay, so you're gonna get to pull the Taiwanese guy. The guy from Thailand. Yeah, he's good. He's strong. He's interesting.
You got a little practice.
What's that?
You got a little test bump practice with it.
I did. Yeah, there's lanes, but he's good. I mean, and I can tell he's. I mean, we did some ready goes, but he's definitely a competition puller.
Nice.
He reminds me of you a lot. You know, he's different between practice and competition.
How old is he?
I didn't even ask him that, but if I were to guess, I would say late 20s, early 30s.
Okay.
And it looks like we might have the man dropping in right now. We got Benji Mac in the chat. What's up, Benji Mac? Holding it down, moderating. We got Levi Rakowski in the house. What's up, Levi? The Drew, Todd Colazzo's in the house. What's up, Todd? Dave Anderson. Good to see everybody. And Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody, man.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Yeah.
Sorry, fellas.
Yeah, no problem. What's up?
What's happening, gentlemen?
Good to see you. Well, since we have two Travises on the show, I don't know if I should call you by your full names or Beast and Risk Cracker.
The Beast.
The Beast. Okay. Yeah. All right.
As long as Eddie Hall's not on this thing.
Hey, I mean, you're still the Beast. You can still beat him. So, I mean,
let's go. I don't
where's
know.
Where's the third Travis at?
Third? Is there a third Travis?
Travis Jourdain.
Oh, Jourdain. He's got one of the super matches. That's right. Versus Mike Brown.
Yeah, where's Mike at? We need that. We need that rivalry right here, right now.
And we got Benji Mac hopping in here right now as well. So Travis, the only time I met you was, I want to say 5 years ago. You came down and ran a tournament in San Diego at Grinder Gym. Do you remember that event?
Of course. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, we had the single weight class event there. It was good. Yeah,
That's
good.
right. Yeah. And that's what was so unique about it. I was 1 month in the sport, I think, and it was my first like real competition. I had no idea what I was getting into when I got into yours because it was open and open weight class.
I feel like Big Tone won, but we were worried about Alan Fisher a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good one though. So those of you guys that weren't there, it was an open weight class where the high weights, they went against each other first, the low weights went against each other first, and the winners all kind of met in the middle. So it was super gnarly. I ended up getting hurt pretty pretty bad once I made it to the middle weights.
You gotta know when to fold them.
That's right.
That's the thing with arm wrestling. I always tell people, they're like, if I lose, what's the most important thing? I'm like, that you don't have to go to the hospital.
Right.
That you have a nice losing lane where you can try as hard as you can. And if it doesn't work out, you just give the guy a dap and then you come back.
Right.
But if you get to pushing and getting in weird spots and you don't have a losing lane, when you lose, it ain't cool. And that's when and you can tell usually the outside of the shoulder is the first way of knowing that you don't have a great losing lane. And so when you start feeling that outside shoulder pain, you gotta, not that you shouldn't block losing, but you should be intelligent at practice, and even more intelligent when you get up there with someone that, trying to set up that wall, knowing that they have a good chance of going through it. That's something that all arm wrestlers need to think about.
Okay. Yeah. And the one thing that confuses me though is like, I know injuries are real in this sport, but it does keep a lot of people from participating in our sport, which I think is kind of weird because there's not a lot of injuries in this sport you can't come back from, whereas other sports, like you can get that one concussion that does you in, or some gnarly stuff. But
like the ACL, no.
Oh yeah, right. So, and a lot of these guys, they come back stronger, but usually it's not too bad. You learn something from it.
Yeah, I feel like when you first start arm wrestling, you want to introduce arm wrestling to everyone, especially the people you can beat, right? Like you want to fill that roster up with wins. But I think there is that spot where you learn to arm wrestle and you see enough that you're also scared to death to see new people arm wrestle. And for me, like I'm like a real anal. I hate watching new people arm wrestle. I even mentioned the Shaw Eddie Hall match is, to me, a little dangerous. Like I see
those
two
positions.
guys that are they strong enough to hurt themselves, and that's that's some scary shit. Yeah.
So on that notion, who do you got on that match?
I have no idea at all. What I am hoping is that they have staged this thing pretty good and that they help us sell pay-per-views until they condition themselves enough to handle 4 rounds of close arm wrestling. And I don't think people understand what 4 rounds of close arm wrestling is. It's fucking life or death. Like one match, no problem. When you get into 2 people that aren't that good at the angles that they're trying to win, and then one of them being stronger than the other, and then like we all arm wrestlers or human beings do, after you're up, 1-0, 2-0, we all kind of let the people get the lanes they want. And you don't mind going down to 10 o'clock and coming back. All of that shit is dangerous for these 2 guys, in my opinion. But I understand the scenario, right? Like if they can sell a lot of pay-per-views and we can not only pay them for their help with the pay-per-views, but they sell so many pay-per-views that it allows for the undercard people to get paid more, for the owners of East vs. West to make more money, which would have them have more of these matches, well, it's great, right? On the flip side, you know, I mean, once someone breaks their arm that really doesn't love arm wrestling, like if one of you motherfuckers break your arm on Friday night, I know that you're ready to go on the sword. No problem if that's what the fuck it takes. And I'm okay with that. I don't wish it on anyone. But when you think about what we're trying to get from these two people, if one of them were to hurt their arms, man, that would not be cool. I don't think. Yeah, it would not be
it would.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be good for them, obviously, but even worse for us because
really, I don't know if it would be worse for us because there is that shock value that like even bad promotion's good promotion. But for me, it would just solidify the fact that my paranoia of new people arm wrestling is real.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
No,
I think it definitely helps boost the sport in terms of like what media and stuff. People will still watch it knowing especially how dangerous it is. But like this last event I threw up near me, I literally did in-person canvassing at gyms and stuff near where I live. And I'd go up to some strong looking dudes and I'd have a flyer and say, hey, you wouldn't happen to be interested in arm wrestling, would you? And like, I couldn't even get the full word arm wrestling out. And they're already backstepping. They're like, no. I'm like, why? And they're like, because I watch YouTube, man. I'm going to break my arm. Like, oh, man.
And also, too, like, everybody you ask about arm wrestling, I mean, the match that they lost is, I don't give a fuck if it was when they were 12 years old or if it was last week. It comes to their imagination right now. Like, and they know if they really want to fuck with that or not. And then the biggest problem is the guy who was successful in his last match because he's usually ready to go. Everyone loves arm wrestling as long as you're winning. But right after that first loss, it creeps in that I don't want to do this dumb shit.
Yeah.
Reality.
Yeah.
No doubt.
What up, Travis?
Mr.
Benji Mac.
Yeah, dog.
What's up, dog?
For Benji.
The beast is coming to town, you guys. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I get in
I'm
at like
excited,
9
man.
o'clock. I get in at 9 o'clock on Saturday, and I guess I'm going to drive all the way to Scott Wynn's house. But when I looked at the map, I'm going in the wrong fucking direction.
You need me to come get you again?
I mean, I don't know. I'm going to talk to Scott. Scott may need to pick me up, and then we need to go down to the venue and just hotel it or whatever, Airbnb it.
Oh, from Scott's? It's all backwards or what?
I mean, Scott's in Mission Hills. When I look at the map, it's like they ain't close.
Oh, from LAX.
I know LAX to you
From
is
the
not
venue.
that bad,
Right.
but LAX to Mission Hills and then Mission Hills back to you.
It's going the
is
other
a
way.
beast. Yeah. So I'm going to call Scott either tonight or tomorrow and take care of that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Now, listen, if he's got a party at his house, let's go.
Yeah,
But
let's get the Airbnb. Let's go.
If it's just me and Scotty Too Hottie eating Cocoa Puffs, I don't know. Maybe we should do something else.
Hey, I was already saying, I was like, well, because I got Kayla, I probably got about 6 guys the day before the tournament staying at my house, but the day of the tournament, that night, I have like 14 people staying here. So we're gonna have a party at the house
Oh, hell
afterwards.
yeah. We'll get down,
All
Travis,
right.
for sure.
I like it. I like it. I'm good. I'm in.
We'll be here. It won't just be you and Scotty Too High with Cocoa Puffs.
Thanks to the 27 super matches and the all-day tournament, I'm sure that it will be a blistering 11.5-hour affair. So this ought to be great. Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple super matches. Just a couple.
Hey, we're gonna push through it. Don't worry.
Hey, listen, it will be my mission as soon as I arrive to get done as quick as possible, which there's gonna be a ton of people there too. So it's gonna be awesome. I've probably gotten 30 private messages of me like, I'll see you this weekend. And then when it's like that, it's going to be on. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have Over the Top playing in the background. What do you think of that?
Hey, my favorite movie. Are you kidding me? Let's go.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go.
We
Never
gotta,
seen the movie.
we gotta show Brezink a little screenshot. Be like, hey man, in your fucking honor.
Yeah, I was wondering, Risk Cracker, if we need to like only loop the tournament portion, with the super matches over and over, or do we want to roll like the whole drama at the beginning?
I'm gonna tell you what I mean, I'm not trying to cramp the style, but if we could get any of the East versus West event on there.
Yeah,
Because it'll be the day after. I mean, I wonder if we can.
You mean King of the Table?
King of the Table, right?
Just pay one of. I mean, I think you can still pay for it the next day, but you talk about interesting, man. Like,
put that on the big screen.
Oh yeah,
cool.
especially and even if it's just the individual matches of the ones that we are happy with the turnouts. Like, if Paul Lynn's able to bust old boy, or because I think Jerry's got an uphill battle. You guys can all comment on how you feel about it, but to me, if Jerry does it, this is like Buster Douglas, boy. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
Levon's already saying he's injured. Oh, it's still injured.
Did he really say that?
I saw a little clickbait video. I don't know if it's real, but yeah.
Levon's huge. He's huge. He's huge.
Hey man, if Hermes could do a flop and stop Levon, Jerry's fucking flop could stop Levon.
Hermes wasn't flopping. It's all back pressure. That's the only.
His wrist was fucking flopped as fuck though.
It was, and it was a very like squirrely transition too, versus like Levon prepping.
He starts with back pressure, like you're saying, initiation.
Yeah,
but Jerry's is crazy different too. So it's like if you have any issue with a flop wrist, good luck.
You just got to keep your eye on Levon's elbow.
Travis knows.
If Levon's elbow goes off the back of the pad as his hand is going to the pad, and then there's that, if he does it hard and effective, there'll be this weird thing where he pins Jerry and he feels his elbow was almost off the back, and you got to go on the slow-mo replay to see, is his elbow still on the pad when Jerry's parallel? Because Jerry needs for Levon's side pressure to be compromised by that elbow not being able to stay on the pad. If he can get that to happen, now Levon's you got to lay on that tricep a little bit, keep that elbow down. Whenever I was in the position when I had to keep my elbow there, I did not have enough side pressure to finish this fucking guy. And it doesn't need to happen for long. It just needs a couple elbow fouls in about an 8 to 12 second match. And then we got a different fucking ball game come round 3, round 4. And I'm praying that it happens. I do think it's a small percentage though. I give him a man like 10% chance of, because the wrist curl that I saw from Levon in that video or the picture, it was crazy, because I know how big and thick this motherfucker's hand is, and for his forearm to start right there at his wrist and be the same all the way down is crazy.
Yeah. It's freakish, man. It's freakish.
Bro, I seen that yesterday when he posted the video. I'm like, his wrist is like insanely thick. I said, you're not getting through that.
Bro,
Jerry's looking fucking thick as ever though, huh?
11 inches.
Dude,
that's what she said.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
We need Jerry to be the best he has ever been. I mean, I'm telling you, man.
Do your pull-ups.
Listen, here's the deal. If you ever get on one of these cards and it's because of your talent, not because of your YouTube following. Now, listen, it's totally okay to get on there with your YouTube following. So don't get it twisted. Whatever can get you on the motherfucker, do it. But if you are an active arm wrestler and one of your peers gets one of these matches and you are going after one of those belts, you are a bad motherfucking dude.
Oh yeah.
So the hell with winning, getting that invitation is, I mean, I'm telling you, Jerry, what Jerry's doing for his kids, like he got a little 7-8-year-old dude. That dude thinks he can do anything after he watches his dad get introduced, win or lose.
Oh yeah.
It's big time. If he wins, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. But just being there is special. Being there is special.
Yeah.
And the way he ran through Kurdecha is like, whoa.
That's how he got the match.
Right.
That was the guy.
Saying Alex should be a contender for Levon at the time, and he just plowed.
I got news for you. I had him as a contender until then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, Jerry, watch your ass, man. You're terrible.
Yeah.
But this all could be Jerry, boy. It could be Jerry.
Right.
Especially it's in USA.
Small percentage, guys. Don't go telling your motherfucking uncle that you think Jerry's gonna win, okay? Because
I'm gonna bet the
got a
house.
small chance. Got a small chance.
Put the pink slips on it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Is this Levon's first match in the USA soil? Like big match?
Oh yeah, for sure, right? Am
I mean,
tripping?
he did come here. What did he come? He arm wrestled in Florida, right? But just messing around at practice with Devin and him. One
Yeah,
time I remember seeing him.
No matches though,
Yeah,
right?
Right. Yeah, this
Oh,
is probably it.
He's got to travel for this one.
Yeah, the food ain't gonna be the same. He ain't gonna be sleeping the same either.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's what you gotta listen. That jet lag thing is a strange situation, man. I've gotten to tournaments too soon. I've gotten to them too late, and I've also, for years, didn't even know what jet lag was. Right? I'm just going over there killing these motherfuckers. So, you know, I don't know. I hope that there is such thing, and if there is, then that just gives Jerry 11%, 12%. Just keep it up, because all you need, and we all know it, right? We need to attack that man's cardio, because he gave us a slight indication. Now, kind of rectified it a little bit with Devin, because he did that very cool and calm and collective. But we saw it with Hermes that there is a chance that if there is some cardiovascular fatigue, my man becomes normal.
Right.
And that he's capable of quitting. We saw that too. So just got to make sure you're not down 4-0 when you find out he's ready to quit. It's got to be 3-0.
Get the oxygen.
Yeah.
Splash the water.
What's up? Carolyn Loomis is in the house. J Squared is in the house. Good to see y'all. Yeah, Travis and everyone else, let me just introduce to you everyone that's in here. Mr. Beast, you already know Wrist Cracker, Travis Provencher. He is the one who is putting on the Kringle Pull 2. He did a really great job with Kringle Pull 1 last year. We also have in the house Mr. Mike Linder. What's up, Mike?
Hello.
So mark my words, I truly believe one day Mike Linder can and will be a world champion. That is my belief.
For sure.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. World champion? That's a bad dude right there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be the judge of that when I see you on Saturday, young man. Or Sunday. I'll be the judge of that.
So you'll get a little taste because Mike Linder has a super match with Vosgin.
Vosgin's
Oh, okay. Well,
So that'll be your little sneak peek.
That's a real
world champ Vosgin? World champ Vosgin? Okay.
Yeah, Mike's just one of those rare talents. He's relatively new in the sport.
What's this weight category that they be pulling? Is there a weight limit?
No weight limit. I'm gonna pull the 185s and probably like the 205, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, but they typically both
185.
I think Vosgin's around the 180s right now too.
Yeah. But a lot of times, yeah, Mike drops to 165 where he's been
So
killing it.
we're talking about a 185 to 205 pound world champion. Oh my God.
Oh,
Do you know how good?
No.
Do you know how good you have to be?
No.
To be the goddamn world champ at 185.
no.
I mean,
So at most
shit.
competitions, Mike Linder's a 165 guy. So not saying that he can't, but we were just talking about it before the show. If he was to pursue worlds, we're thinking maybe like the 167.
Stop eating immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta think. So I mean, if it comes down to that, you gotta look at the two guys that are going to be huge contenders in North America, and that's Hunter Knopfs and Cody Wood, right? So
Well, or you could make sure that they ain't there, and then get you your invite. Because listen, with Hunter Knopfs right now, you could win the world championships and maybe not the national championships. So that because he's the real deal, it looks to me like at 165. And then, you know, there's the world championships, and then there's 2 steps above that, which is winning that East versus West title at 165. So it's that is a huge listen for these guys on here to say world champ, motherfucker, potentially. You's a bad dude. You's a bad dude.
Yeah. Mike's got a real strong hook, but a super heavyweight hand. Great hand and wrist. I
So
think
he knows he's got to pull Vosgin in a hook, right? This weekend, right? You have no choice, right? Because Vosgin hooks everyone.
Yeah.
in the straps.
Mike's
Yep.
kind of wild. He's gonna do whatever he feels like.
What about the reffing though? You know, Vosgin's a carver, and for some reason, because he's, you know, he has a foreign background, nobody wants to be like, yo, bro, do you mind straightening up? Or are you gonna stay all curled in to this hook?
Just
And then he'll start spitting out the fact that he's WAF ref and that he knows that, but we need to, who's reffing this match?
I think Scott.
Who do we got, Travis?
No, we have our refs are Vosgin, Crispin.
Oh, holy shit!
It's over. It's over.
Ref your match. Don't let him ref your match.
Vosgin's reffing his own match. Yeah.
Right?
Two foul. You're out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he'll be reffing the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Crispin's gonna have to ref that match. So,
So
we have
a piece of advice for pulling Vosgin, right? First of all, we have to take it to the set grip, right? And you got to make sure your wrist is as far away from his wrist as possible, right? And even if you give up a little bit of hand control, all you want is for him to pull you hand to hand, right?
Yeah.
Does everyone understand that analogy, right? Like if you let him get his own grip, he's going to be in that wrist curl, and then he's going to be nice enough to straighten his own wrist out a little bit.
Oh man!
But so you got to put him in a set grip, right? And then once you get him in a set grip, you understand that if you had a tray of food, you would never let that tray of food touch your wrist, right? Because if it did, it would fall out of the palm of your hand. So when you grab him, you got to make sure the palm of your hand is in the palm of his hand. Now it's hand to hand. He's okay there. He's not amazing.
Yeah.
Now listen, if I'm talking calculus and trigonometry here, and you're just a regular multiplication guy, don't let me fuck you up with all this. You have your head fucked up. But if I was you, I'd stay away from him and I'd put him in a set grip. I'd make sure that he wasn't allowed to turn in and then straighten back out.
Yeah, no, he's hard to pull.
Oh, yes.
And he's hard to pull.
Yeah, he is 100% not starting fair, which makes him amazing. If you can get away with that, that's what it is. So
he injured me just slipping to get to the straps, and then he annihilated me in the straps.
Fucking hand.
Yeah, like he not only got his slip, he like took a piece of me with it. Was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to injure you on the slip.
Yeah.
He's vicious. I pulled him.
Good analogy. Same.
He'll like bait you. He'll bait you into doing what he wants you to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's
Exactly.
so
Yeah, and nothing's worse than the nice guy Carver because he's not evil. But if you top roll one person or God forbid have a false start, well, you're the devil. You're the complete devil, right? So just keep that in mind that he is being as ruthless as any other top triple capping top roller ever has been.
Sure. Yeah, I hope you take some of that, Mike. See, that's one of the other things about Mike. Like, yeah, he'll beat everyone on our team under like 210, 200 pounds. And then somebody like tries to go get tips from him and, you know, or like, what's your plan in your match? So I don't really know. I just kind of go. You know?
See? He's just gonna feel it and fucking turn on. Oh yeah, boom. And hopefully you can catch him.
Yeah, that's right. And so we also got Mr. Caleb Velasco in here, the arm bender himself. Only what, 5 years in the sport now, right?
I'll be 5 years in January, the end of January.
Yeah, not even 5 years yet. And yeah, already one of the top 165s in our state. And you're up there in the nation as well. I was checking out airs recently, and you're actually
he's probably
under both of your names.
He's probably fucking offended that you're talking about this other guy being the world champ.
Yeah.
Let's get to the bottom of this shit.
No, Mike's the new silent killer, but Caleb, I think everybody knows. He actually won our California sponsorship that we did this last year. He's got the whole state behind him. We all believe in Caleb. 100%.
Mike's a great competitor too. We've pulled a million times. He's a great dude.
Absolutely. So are you, Caleb.
Caleb's a new dad too. Congrats, man.
That's right.
She's sleeping right now. I got a little bit of time, so I hop on while she's sleeping. So
yeah, I noticed you're on airs, Corey Miller's thing, under Caleb Velasco and under Caleb Armbender.
Oh,
Really? Two different ratings. Check it out and message him. See if you consolidated.
So which one's ranked better is the question.
Caleb Velasco is apparently better than Caleb Armbender.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. You're gonna make him have a split personality or some shit.
The Caleb Armbender's an asshole at the table. The other guy's a cool guy. So he got the sportsmanship points.
He got more victories. He's going beast mode.
Yeah, just trying to climb that ladder, bro. Shit. Stay consistent.
Tell me I'm the greatest.
So Travis, what's the coolest venue you've been to? Is this movie theater gonna be up there for you or what?
You know what? I'm interested after seeing some of the promos. It'll be interesting to see how cool the venue is. I mean, definitely the amphitheater situation is the most ideal situation for arm wrestling. So, but getting up and down, the traffic, we'll see if you made a right decision or not. The good thing is, until you pay me, it's a great idea. After you pay me, 4 Jaeger bombs later, I will be able to let you know exactly what was wrong with the event. So that's usually how I roll.
Hey, I got your drinks, Beast. I got your drinks.
Let's go.
Hey, there was a little controversy about some money not being, paid out at a tournament this last week. But if there's one thing you don't have to worry about.
Okay.
Whoa!
You ain't got to worry about that.
That's just my pay. That's just my pay, right? No.
Hey, you ain't got to worry about that over here, all right? We pay people out over here.
Now, I heard that from a couple arm wrestlers that were there that all of the fine print was actually fine print. And that there wasn't necessarily as big a tobacco as possible. So we should wait and see how that all works out.
Right.
Because you know what? Let me tell you an easy rabbit hole you can go through, right? Is wanting very badly to hook the arm wrestling world up. And before you know it, the people who work the hardest they get the shaft most of the time. Yep. Because you work your ass off, care so much about the shit. To everyone else, they could care less, right? And then you get done and you realize you lost $1,500. And then you still got some dumbass on the internet saying you did a bad job at some part of it. So, and I know for me, one great idea for everybody is, hey, why don't we have 100 people? Everybody puts in $100. Well, that's a good way to get in trouble, because what you'll find out is you won't have the 100 people. And then slowly but surely, people will be like, well, I thought you said this. Well, you'd be like, come on, bro. You know that I did not say that, and it's written right there. But that's just the way people are. Once they lose at your event, they act a little funny. And that's why, you know, at the end of it, if it's not worth it emotionally, right? Like physically, like I've worked an event on the weekend and freaking lost 25 pounds and got the flu the next week from just crushing it. You know what I mean? And so all of that shit comes to play. What you can hope for is that someone that you trust is close enough to you that they'll have something on a Saturday that you didn't have to plan 6 months ago to decide to go to. And those are the people you should try to support. So hopefully, are you getting Derek Smith and all of his guys? Is everyone coming?
Yeah. Our whole team is coming. Derek's going to be there for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're good. It's going to be awesome then.
Yeah. It'll be a party.
Because I got a bunch of old school dudes. They're all coming.
Oh, hell yeah. Cool, man.
Be packed house.
I love it. I love it. So I what I've been telling everybody, don't be a late bird to the party, because the first 125 seats are the best seats in the house.
Yeah.
How many seats total do you have?
Yeah.
350.
Oh, wow. It's big then. That's awesome. And what's the process? Is it easy to go from chair seat to arm wrestle and back?
Oh, it's piece of cake.
Nice.
Great layout. Yeah, you're going to be he's got you in a great spot. It's got tiers basically. So there's the whole side rows like at a normal movie theater. But there's the bottom front row tier that's got those 150 seats. And then right near the exit is like a dividing big platform between two tiers, you know what I mean? And so you're going to kind of be right in that sweet spot commentating and all that stuff. So
yeah, it's literally I don't know. I mean, for what I got it for, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better location in my eyes.
Yeah, good parking. You got a little concession stand. You got bathrooms available. You got AC and heating going. You got freaking TV or whatever the movie. Maybe we could get King of the Table. I don't know. Put it on the paper.
We'll talk to them.
Yeah, and I don't have to film it, so we won't get strikes.
Well, I mean, and also too, we got enough time that you could play over the top and like probably play it 3 fucking times.
Yeah, exactly.
By the time we get out of there.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have it on, obviously repeat, just to have some on that screen. We could have a blank theater, but I'm like, hey, let's have something back there and let's make it arm wrestling related, right? So, I think it'll be a good setup. Yeah, you said you're getting at what time? 9 o'clock the day before?
Get at 9 o'clock to LAX on Saturday.
9 o'clock LAX. Okay. Yeah, I think Scott's a little ways from Lakewood, so.
But he'll
the worst case scenario, we'll go back to Scott's and then we'll be up in the morning and get down there. But I know he's always, he's a timeshare owning motherfucker, boy.
Oh.
So I know he's got to be able to find one there closer. So maybe that's what we'll do too.
Yeah, and he might be looking to take you around town and stuff. He's good like that. He knows how to have a good time.
Make the moves, of course. Make the moves.
God, Scott's the man too.
So Travis, I got to ask you for all of us like new people in the sport that we still have that arm wrestling buzz, and we're seeing all these new events with cool new ideas coming out. Where do you see our sport in 2 years?
Yeah, that's a good question, man, because I'm hard to impress, right? Because I'm quick to get jealous too, right? Because I want to be the man. Like I want to be. I have admirations of running the biggest, best most successful arm wrestling tournaments, whatever it is, promotion. Like I still have that in my my hopes and dreams. But when I was in Florida with that East versus West, and I kind of a couple moments like, damn, like there's a real chance here that I am, you know, at the MGM Grand one day, and there are, you know, 15,000 people watching live, and we're at the Sphere, and this thing is happening. And the reason I know I felt that way is because I do understand that when the real people and the networks pay for it, it will be huge. Like, because their budget doesn't have to be amazing budget for them for it to be amazing for us. So when they come out with the $200,000 episodes, that's plenty of money for us to get busy, right? And do every single thing that we want to do. So 2 years from now, if Ingen continues to do it, I could see something crazy, man, where, you know, me personally, I am Joe Rogan of that UFC, and it's like pretty awesome. And then what I know is that the big dog won't be Ingen and them. The big dog will be the spinoff, the competitor who comes in and spends more money than the idea guy. So the UFC, they got this big, you know, kind of lock, and they're the number one promotion. So let's say Ingen is UFC. The truth is that the PFL and Pride, these organizations come in to try to be competitors.
Strike
and when
Force.
they do, they oftentimes spend more money than
Right.
the people who have the product. So what'll be interesting is if Ingen takes this thing to a weird level, does some of the companies that the WAL was trying to, some of the networks they were trying to get into, do they then figure out that they need an arm wrestling product? And then they reach back out to the WAL. Guys like Greg Sharp laying there, you know, little bit behind the scenes when it comes to, like, to me, what Ingen has put together is pretty ridiculous. And the fact that it is funded through the arm wrestlers paying for this pay-per-view, that's organically grown and it can be repeated. So because he has acknowledged that, there's going to be a time where if Greg tried to spend as much money as Ingen did tomorrow without the organic pay-per-views, you know, you can lose too much money. So Greg's got to wait. And I'm not saying Greg's waiting. I'm just telling you that there's likely to be guys like Greg, guys like the WAL, hopefully a guy like me that will, the NBC, ABC, Spike TV, Netflix, HBO, they want the East versus West, but they can't have it because the East versus West has a contract. Well, just like you know, there's a sitcom. It's the same kind of sitcom on all the stations, right? Football plays on all the stations. Each station has their own crew, their own organization, their own announcers. So the second, third, or fourth, their opportunity, and then depending on how well the network brands it and how well they shoot it in the story they tell, it could end up even being bigger than the initial one. And it hasn't, you know, it didn't happen in UFC. The UFC kind of always stayed ahead. But listen, I've seen the numbers for the PFL. It's pretty awesome. Like any of us would be very happy if arm wrestling was at the PFL level, and we wouldn't care if Ingen still was at the UFC level. And I, like, my personal dream would be that once a year, we all meet somewhere just like the World Series of Poker. And our tournament is more luck because it starts off with 1,400 competitors, right? And then it's a 3-day event. And by the end of this thing, you know, anything could have happened in the rounds earlier that prevented you, and things did happen. And then that's why in the finals, you know, all of a sudden you see Vazgen. Even though when that thing started, there were guys that you think can beat Vazgen, but their trip through the bracket didn't work out. And because it
Different.
was so much volume that it was something that, it was just like the greatest weekend for arm wrestlers there were. And there were seminars and expos and everything set up alongside it, right? That would be different. Like that wouldn't be a threatening, situation for Greg or for Engen, but it could also be the one that gets paid the most because we could give $1 million to the winner. Now that's hot, boy. That is hot.
Right.
But you'd want to come, but you understand that you could be a really good arm wrestler, and if you just get tied up, if Engen and Todd Hutchings get tied up too early, then there's a chance for the next guy to have an easier round. And listen, you get put in the bracket by how much you weigh. So if 3 guys that aren't that good weigh exactly what you weigh, and then the 2 guys that are real good weigh exactly the same too, they got to pull each other first. And then it's single elimination. So, that thing goes from 1,400 people, 2 hours later, 9 tables, we're down to 700 people.
Right.
You reconvene the next morning for 2 hours and there's only 300, right? You go back again at 1 o'clock and you run 2 hours worth of arm wrestling, and now you're down to that 64-man bracket, right? And then it gets crazy, and all of a sudden, when you hit the Sweet 16, everybody gets $5,000. So, and then when you get to that Elite 8, that's like you winning your weight class if there was 8 weight classes, which is typical at a national event. You get to the Final 4, that's like being a fucking world champ. Like, you're so happy you don't know what to do.
It would be, yeah. If it's that many competitors,
then the overall winner, it would be more like winning the World Series of Poker than it would be winning, the U.S. Open in tennis. The U.S. Open usually in tennis, although the best guy can win that. The World Series of Poker, you got lucky, motherfucker. You got lucky, and that's okay too, because that luck would be a great thing. Imagine if we all thought there was a chance for us to win. That'd be and if it'd be life changing, like $300,000 to the winner, man. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Do you think you would see the elite of that type of tournament be different than the current elite of today and today's formats?
Well, there's no doubt about it, because we all know that if we watched any of those East versus West matches, if that thing was over and all we did was put all the winners up again and you had to pull again. So, after Yoshi and Todd Hutchings pulled, there would have to be, it would be Todd Hutchings and what's his name? Samushia would be the next match. And then, because you could be really good, and if you put 4 dudes, only one of them motherfuckers is surviving. Doesn't matter how good the other 3 is. There will only be one of you. And most of the time, the guy who makes it there is damaged. So it's not really if you can win the whole thing. It's how efficiently can you work through your 4 matches to get to that Sweet 16.
Yeah.
There's the luck involved.
And what did you weigh? And what did the best dude weigh? If he weighs exactly the same as you, there ain't no getting away from it.
Now, do you think if so there's so much that's like dislocated even in our own country when it comes to how many promotions we have, which I think is kind of cool, but like, do you think those kind of numbers could be pulled in just a US event?
I think so. I think that the more we ban people, the bigger your tournament can get. So to me, the second that you find out that Samushia is there are a ton of 182-pound dudes that are like, man, I ain't even going. But for some reason, guys on this phone right now, they would love an opportunity at Justin Bishop.
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is the exact motherfucker that I want to see. Even though he might kill me, I feel way better about, that's the level that I'm looking to triumph before I have to worry about pulling the world. Now, to me, there would be 2 tournaments a year. One of them would be US only, and the other would be the world tournament, where we would let anybody come, but it would most likely be almost a repeat, but we would allow the world in after that. And then you just kind of, I think that if limiting it to just the United States would make it bigger and better, then I'm okay with that, because it ain't like the world champions don't have somewhere else to arm wrestle. Like, you guys, you know, it's all good. But I mean, a US event, I mean, I'm telling you guys, I don't know if anybody here went to the WAL events, but when at one point we brought everybody to Vegas and you had to get into the region that your ID said you were in.
Oh,
and because it was, we were all there, but me and Mike Aiello didn't arm wrestle each other. He's up in there with Cataret and in the north, right? Me and Eric Warfel and Tom Nelson didn't hook up because they were the west. I was down there in the south with the guys I was with, but it had 3 sets of top 6s. You talk about, I could see how happy guys were getting 4th place in their region. Well, that 4th place with no regions is a 12th place. That ain't that cool. Coming back home telling your wife you got 12th place. But when you tell her you finished 4th in your region, hey, she's breaking out the red panties. Let's fucking go. Daddy's home. You know what I mean? So there is, and what I think that we would look for is making that tournament more about participation than competition. And then it would just be a weekend that you just couldn't miss, right? You couldn't miss it. Like, you're going to get to compete, but that competition is more like it's, you know, it's taking a chance at the World Series of Poker more than it is, you know, life or death, because it's you one-on-one with a guy. And then the festivities surrounding the event is what would be the main attraction.
So Travis, where are you going to throw this event?
I mean, I don't know.
Let's do this.
You know, most likely it'll be whatever city that my son is the $60 million a year starting quarterback. Because I got a feeling that that's probably who's going to have to fund it for the first couple of years until we get what we need.
Is let's say he comes to San Diego, for instance. Are you going to move to San Diego?
No, but I'll be there every weekend. No problem. Yeah. We are locked into the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia. I got a bunch of parents and siblings. My wife's got a huge family. All our kids are in school. I got a 10-year-old daughter. So yeah, we ain't going nowhere. Plus, my son likes it here for some reason. So if he didn't like it here, it'd be easy for me to leave. But
Yeah.
we'd be like the Beverly Hillbillies loading up to come out that motherfucker. It'd be too many.
Shit,
No.
but
You know what's funny is I was talking to Kane about this the other day. I said, you know what? If Kris Kringle 2 really does well, I said, sky's the limit next year. I said, the budget's going to be significantly higher and we're going to get a ton of elite athletes and all that stuff, right? But when it comes down to it, it's all about, obviously you need that cash up front, right? Like, you can't tell people, I'm going to guarantee you $20,000, $30,000 in prizes and you don't have that cash. If you're going to put out guarantees, you better have it. You better have it ready to go. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, look,
back end. Yeah.
if I'm gonna say, hey, we're gonna have this, you got to have it ready to go. So either you have an investor or you just got the money sitting there in your bank account. So yeah, I mean, how big do you want it?
I've learned over the years, there's 2 people. There's some people that they can't sleep at night if they don't have all the money beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's these crazy motherfuckers that are like, oh, it'll all work out.
let's wing it. Let's fucking wing it.
Very dangerous situation. Very dangerous. And listen, a lot of times the person who was on the second, he had good intentions. Like, there's no doubt that this guy, and a lot of times too, a guy who loves arm wrestling will get tricked by a guy trying to act like he's rich. And he's like, man, yeah, I'll give you the 10 grand. Yeah, my tent service does that every day. And then you find out that his dad owns the fucking tent company and he got fired last week. So you don't have that $10,000 that you thought you had. You know, and I think that's important too. Like, and whenever someone gives you money for arm wrestling, split it in half and have 2 events, because nothing's worse than, you know, giving so much money away, having such a big event that you can't replicate it without his help again. So
Yeah.
you got to think, especially that with this brand that you have. If I come to you, you know, on Saturday and say, next year the Kris Kringle Pull, I'm guaranteeing $25,000 cash. Well, that's all fine and dandy for next year, but what about the year after that? Are you going to go back?
Yeah.
$5,000 budget? So you got to be careful. You got to be careful, and you got to make the tournament more important than the arm wrestling. Because
absolutely.
man, I love them to death, but there's some selfish, greedy motherfuckers that could care less if they take $5,000 from your pocket and then you can't run the tournament next year. So that's
100%
the
agree.
advice. That's the advice I would give you.
Yeah. And you know what? And you know what, Travis? That's why I went a little different structure. You know, obviously, you know, the pros obviously want the big payouts, of course, right? But I feel like here in California, a lot of these tournaments lately have been really supported heavily by the amateurs coming in. It's a heavy amateur area that this sport is really generating right now. And I mean, for amateur to come in, look, I've been in 10 tournaments. I've won 6 medals, wherever the case is. My first 2 medals, cool. I was excited. I'm fucking pumped up about these two little piece of shit medals. And after that, I kind of say, hey, like, I ain't winning nothing but a little $3 medal. Like, what else is there for me? You know what I mean? And that's why this tournament, I'm doing the raffles. I have 20 raffle prizes, and I'm gonna try this structure out. Like, it's a different structure that I've never seen before. So I'm like, hey, if an amateur, you know, wins a match and they go home with a 50-inch flat screen TV, that's gonna get them really motivated to get their ass back to the next tournament. So I think this structure is gonna work out for the amateurs, and maybe some of the pros are gonna be like, I didn't win as much cash, but I still want a cool ass prize. Maybe, who knows? We'll see. You know.
Yeah.
But
I think that arm wrestlers want to win.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. And any fear of losing starts to weigh on them a little bit. So when there's super matches are great because you usually get 2 people that think they can win. So there's positivity when it comes, you know, there's a reason for showing up. But after that, the more weight classes that you have, to me, always equals more people. The problem is what are the prizes? If you're giving away cash, you got to be careful with how many you give. So, and I also think that bringing in people that your local guys would never get a chance at is better money spent than prize money for your local guys. So that, like, there's a guy on each one of these guys on this phone call right now has a guy that is on the East Coast that they would love because of where he's ranked and the inability to get a hold of this fucking guy, whether it's because the guy's not pulling in tournaments, or I would have to fly to Dayton, Ohio, and pull him at the Ohio State Championships, which could potentially cost me $2,000 to hope that he's there and participating. So one good thing to do with the money is to bring in guys like I don't know who it is, but you know, back in the day, if you were a heavyweight, if you could get Schoolboy now, like that's the type of guy that, you know, a guy like Derek Smith, he wants to beat Schoolboy and he wants it on film, right? Derek Smith's a perfect example of a guy he's flown in guys just so he can try to beat them. You know what I mean? So you think about a weight class and you think about, you know, instead of giving $500 to the winner, use the $500 to bring, what's his name? Doug Ehrlich. Prime example. Doug Ehrlich's on the East vs. West card, and there's 2 dudes on the phone call that think they might be able to beat his ass. That, to me, is something to think about, is can you get a guy in a weight class out to your event that would never normally be there?
Yeah.
Big attraction for the local guys that are trying to move up, especially when you find those 7 to 9 ranked guys all over the country. A lot of times you can get that guy by just getting him a hotel room, right? But you'd be so surprised at how happy that your guys in California would be for a shot to take that guy's rankings out, So
Yeah.
also something to think about.
Yeah, you're
Got
right.
one guy coming in from Thailand. He's the number one
Exactly.
pound guy coming in from he's Thailand's number one guy.
I
He's
was just gonna mention that. Like, that's a true example right there.
Yeah.
And people are talking about it. They're like, "Oh, I want to go test this number one from Thailand." Some hype about it.
He's good. He came to our practice on Sunday. He's real good. And we got a guy from British Columbia up there in Canada. He'll be there too.
Taylor, right?
Taylor, yeah. Yeah, Taylor Mason.
Nice.
But yeah, and
Taylor Mason?
yeah, Taylor Mason.
From Canada, right?
Yeah, really, really good left. He's good both arms, but I think he's just throwing his left in there for this one. But
Is he a hook puller?
yeah, he's great hook puller. I think he's pretty well rounded. 205 guy. 205.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, Travis Provencher here, you told me a lot of your plans for next year. So yeah, I think everything you're saying, Beast, makes a whole lot of sense. You know what I mean? Getting those heavy hitters. As soon as you said that, I was thinking, yeah, who are those guys on the East Coast that I want a piece of? I just started making that list.
And once you get to like 7 to 15, that's all opinion based. Like, can't really, like, nobody that's 11th thinks that they can't beat somewhere between 6 and 10. Like, and the problem is you might never see them guys ever.
Yeah, Travis, back to pretty much what you're saying about this sport just potentially just taking off in the next 2 years. And that's why I was sitting back. I started another business when I used to work at Bass Pro Shops, and I started a business 7 years ago, and I started it and I started to get really good traction in it. And it was kind of a conflict of interest because I worked at Bass Pro Shops. And so I gave the company that I gave to the guy took off. It's ridiculous now. And now he's just living large. And now I'm like, I see arm wrestling exactly at the same spot where when I started that fishing business, I said, I'm going to start a brand. So the first shirt that I'm dropping is the Get Cracked brand, right? And so you're going to sign the posters, the shirts, whatever, right? But I see this brand as that next fishing idea in my head to just take off. So I'll tell you more about it, but at the end of the day,
and then in my situation, you would be at that weekend, not so much because you wanted to compete, but because you wanted the traffic for your brand.
Yeah.
And there'd be everybody else would be there too, whether you were selling handouts or you had an event, you had this, you got that, whatever it was. And then, like you said, Get Cracked.
Yeah.
Right. So then like Get Cracked would be the title sponsor for the after party. Get Cracked would be the sponsor for the seminar. John Brezink and Devin are doing a seminar at 3:00, knowing that 700 people are getting knocked out between 9 a.m. and 12. So, and they're ready. I mean, what the fuck you going to do? What are these 900 people going to do after the first round? They're headed right to the arm wrestling seminars, all the feats of strength, doing all the testing, hand strength, checking out all the latest equipment, all the t-shirts, doing the shopping, everything that you would do, just like at the Arnold Classic. So
absolutely.
Not sure if it'll ever happen, but yeah, you're right on the, like, hopefully the tide rises all boats. So you get your brand in there, and then all of a sudden, the Fox 5 California, they want to do the California State Championships. And who are they calling? There you are. Now your local TV deal with the city of California or the city of LA is bigger than the fucking whole East Coast, what they're doing. And that's what you need when it comes to content. And everybody's going to want it. Every streaming service in the world is going to want arm wrestling, just like they all want slap boxing. They all want some form of fighting, whether it's boxing, MMA, whatever it is. You see it. The competition always gets replicated. Always.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep, totally agree. I totally agree. And I still think, even though Ingen's, obviously where he is at with East versus West, I mean, King of the Table is right there because Ingen still is part of that, and everybody that's affiliated with East versus West is affiliated with King of the Table essentially. But I still think the market is still wide open to, people throwing these big tournaments because there's no person that's like really fully established on this side, I feel.
Yeah, if you
Um,
give away $500,000 at your event next year, and whoever wins your tournament is the best arm wrestler in the world. No, you
yeah,
can
yeah.
the 5,000 people that know Levon exists, no one would care, right? ESPN and Stephen A. Smith just told you that guy right there is the best. Okay, he won the money. You see the confetti, and that's the truth. That's a fact. So
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Nobody's gonna know who those big names are if a no name comes and wins the 500K, like you said, or whatever the case is, or wins the truck as John Brzezinski won back in the day, right? The big rig.
and how many times have we seen right after the World Series of Poker, right after it got famous, every fucking channel had late night poker and some spin on it, whether it was the all stars, the celebrities, it didn't matter. Everybody, every channel had their own version, and that's what would be great if you flip that channel and there were 5 arm wrestling promotions that you could find, in some capacity. So I do believe that getting one will be the hardest, but Ingen has kind of, did it enough that I think it's coming. And it may
It
not
is.
be Ingen, but Ingen has got it to where somebody is going to get offered a budget through the content creation that is enough to make, arm wrestling way cooler than financially and exposure wise than it is now. And, whoever the executive is at whatever streaming service, whatever TV network, everybody's got, you're only a couple conversations, a couple places separated from, oh yeah, I know this guy, Travis, fucking does this thing in California. I'll see if I can get his number for you. And all of a sudden, you're in Fox Studios, just like Kaplan. And I went to Fox Studios with Kaplan and drank like 2 months different from each other. And we met with the same people.
Mhm. Hey, I'm back.
And as soon as I walked in, they're like, oh, you're Travis. I am for whoever gets the deal. You get the Kaplan, I'm yours. Give it to Drink, I'm yours. So just know that. But that's what's going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, Ingen really is kicking the door open for a lot. It's pretty cool. Jacob Ardron in the house says all these ideas by Travis. He's into it. And J Squared we got in the house says the Beast is not only a technical master of arm wrestling, but also his business mindset for arm wrestling is incredible.
Oh
I
yeah.
second that.
Well, I've been working on it for 28 years and I have nothing to show for it. So be careful with how genius I am, because I'm still fighting for my life too, but I have done it wrong a bunch of times. So I think that experience there, I do have a lot of experience fucking it up. So go for that.
It's not a loss, it's a learning experience. So at least you know what not to do and what to do. So I could take all your losses and I could put them on, put them forward,
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. One time I offered a 4-wheeler to the winner. So I barely broke even, and then someone stole the 4-wheeler before I got it shipped to the guy. So I had to go get another 4-wheeler. So my wife was irate.
I bet.
About that, but yeah, it is what it is.
Fuck that guy who stole your bike.
Oh, I know who it is too. And about
let's go find him.
15 years later, I knew it was these 2 motherfuckers, right? But I'm like, man, I mean, you're so embarrassed, right, when someone steals something from you, and you also can't prove it. So you're in that weird situation where, do I go crush this motherfucker and then find out it's not him, right? Or what? How do I handle this? And then one of my guys called me like, yo, so-and-so was bragging about stealing a 4-wheeler from you 12 years ago. I'm like, it was you,
Perfect.
motherfucker. So if I ever really need some money, I'm rolling up on them dudes and their family, and I'm be like, listen, totally understand why you did it. Just know that now it's time to pay this motherfucker back.
I need that
Right,
loan.
so
I need that
unless
loan
you want me
back.
to fucking break your fucking mom's neck, give me the fucking money right now.
Allegedly, yeah.
Oh shit.
So before we start to wrap this up, Travis, you want to tell us anything else about the event? Give us any more rundowns, what to expect this Sunday?
Yeah, man. I'm just excited for it. Of course, after last year's event, I'm excited for this one. But just some details. Obviously, we got the weigh-ins the day before. From 8 to 4 at my place in Ranch Cucamonga. We got the flyer for that. If people want that info, just go ahead and shoot me a message or Kane or whatever. Obviously, the flyer's out there for that. The weigh-ins the day of 9 to 12. And then yeah, guys, we got raffle prizes, we got cash payouts for the pros. It's so the movie theater is just charges $5 at the door. So everybody that enters the building, pretty much, they're gonna be paying that $5 over where our theater is. I believe that's what we discussed, right, Kane? That's what we were talking with the movie theater person about. So I'll get the fine details, obviously. But
Yeah, you'll go through the doors, not the box office in the front. You go through the doors and over to the hallway to the right. That's where they're
yeah,
going to be, right?
yep, over to the hallway to the right. I think they're just gonna give the wristbands, or we'll give them at our door. I mean, they're gonna pretty much say, hey, go this way, and I mean, it's self-explanatory. You can't get lost. It's theater too. So, I just found out they actually have it upstairs. I didn't know they had it upstairs. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. And I was
yeah.
really excited about what you told me. I'm assuming this is because of the big poster they put up in the trailer box at the theater. But you were saying that all the employees are getting hit up by like random moviegoers that want to
Yeah.
be there for
Yeah,
this
so
event.
there's a bunch of movie people coming out of the theater that are seeing our poster, and they're like, "Oh, is this like an open event? Like, or is this a private closed off event?" And they've been told that it's an open event. So, I mean, obviously we're expecting our crowd that we typically get for the arm wrestling community, but there could be a lot bigger crowd by the people that actually go to the movie theater. So, like I said, there's 350 seats. I mean, typical arm wrestling tournament is, I would say, with spectators and arm wrestlers, 150 to 220. I would say about that, but it could be significantly more. I mean, just because of our flyer in theaters, and half of the theater employees are trying to get the days off as well, because they even want to compete in the tournament. So obviously, if that's the case, we have to kind of ask them, hey, is this your first tournament? Because
Get those
we got
waivers ready.
we got to kind of guide that, of course, right? So yeah, so that's going to be really, really cool. Other than that, guys, I mean, yeah, if you don't weigh in, then just weigh in the day of, if you don't have a problem with your weight, obviously. So super matches will be starting at noon. I would guess they're probably going to be over by like 1:30 ish. That's my guess, because everybody with the super match is going to have a walk-in song. Has everybody sent you their walk-in song, Kane?
Yeah, I got everybody except Elijah's competitor. Big Allen hasn't heard back from him, so he told me that I should just play Barbie Girl for that one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say defaults Barbie Girl.
Yeah.
Well, if you're lagging, then you're getting Barbie Girl. So
No. Actually, I think he said, I'm just saying that. I think he said do the Barney song. That could be cool too.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
worse.
so we're gonna have the walk-ins. I think that's gonna be really cool. Yeah, I mean, you guys can obviously get your food there. There is a bunch of places like around there. You don't obviously have to stay there, but if you want to be comfortable and not lose your seat, then hey, I would stay in that area. It is a nice area. It's not like ghetto LA, so it is a nice area.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah,
is-
yeah, it's
it
not
is-
a bad area, and it's right off the freeway too. You get off the freeway, you're in that nice area. You don't gotta
Sweet.
like travel through some gnarly spots. I'm looking for the weigh-in flyer. I might just have to like hold my phone up because I'm not finding it on my laptop here.
Mm.
But yeah, Jacob Ardron's asking about it, so I think it would probably be good for everyone to see that. Here we go. See if
You
I
have it. You have it, Kane. I'll send it to you.
let me see. Can everybody see that? Is it backwards?
No, it's perfect. It's
Okay.
perfect.
I've posted it multiple times, so you can go ahead and send it to your screen if you got to do that. But
Make sure you're
Alright.
talking so you're the
Oh,
center.
okay, now you got it here. All right, yeah. Let's see.
All right, boys, I gotta go.
Later, Caleb.
All right, Caleb.
Good night, Caleb.
good seeing you. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon.
Peace.
See you guys.
Peace, man.
Okay.
Two
wow,
down, two down.
big
Thanks
bit.
for Travis for stopping by. That was epic.
Yeah, that was,
That-
that was
isn't
cool.
that-
yeah.
Is
Kinda
that
like
your
Kris disappeared, but yeah, that's super awesome.
that's typical Travis. But is that your highest profile guest so far, right? He's a legend. That guy's Hall of Famer.
yeah, I'd have to say so. I mean, yeah, for sure.
That's epic.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be here for history.
hell yeah. Okay, I got this blown up really big. Let's see. There we
Nobody
go.
else wanted to join? Any of the super match guys?
Yeah, I put it out to a lot of people, not all of the super matchers, because I didn't want to clog things up for Travis too much. But also just I mostly sent it outside of Linder, mostly people that haven't been on much. I was hoping Waldo Saldana would come on. I'm
Yeah.
excited for Travis Bagent to see him perform in his super match and the event. I mean, come on, to have like an Oleg hand and be a super heavyweight dude.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And,
like
and that tall? He's tall.
yeah. Travis Provencher here and I were very motivated to get him involved in this event. I'm on the Waldo train for sure. You know,
Fuck yeah.
I believe in him.
He's
I think-
OC Arms' secret weapon prodigy, man.
yeah, people don't know. Yeah, but they need.
He was beating Tony Thomason.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's kind of like in Derek's position where to like get some solid training in. You know, it's kind of like he needs to travel a little bit. He's that strong. He's that good.
So Kane, how are you feeling? You feel pretty confident about your match with Chad Shelby or what?
Yes, I do. So there's can everyone see the weigh-ins?
Yeah, you
Okay.
took me
Yeah.
into a new zone. Cool.
Yeah, I'll leave that up. Yeah, I feel good about the match. Yeah, I feel super good right now. I'm prepped. I'm taking him very serious. I really like the dude off the table. We've never even pulled before, but yeah, it's gonna be all business when we have our match for sure.
Yeah, that's good to hear because I mean, obviously you and Mike had a match last year, and then he lost to Mike, and I'm like, I think you guys would match up really good. So I'm excited to see it.
So if I can make this super awkward, Benji, how do you feel about your match versus this guy Travis Provencher?
Yeah, it's nothing awkward, feeling good. Feeling good, feeling strong. We'll see how it goes. That's
Yeah.
how I feel every freaking tournament or match. So, we'll see how that actually translates.
Yeah, I hear you.
I just had freaking like Kane right around the same time. I was like, what was like spread in the air or whatever? Food poisoning. So I just got back from that and like, man, I almost like, I don't want to say bad negative language, but just like looking at the hospital type of thing. So I'm recouping off of that. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, mine was like 2 weeks ago. Everyone's getting it. Everyone's either getting the flu or the stomach.
Yeah, at the same time. What the fuck?
Yeah, everyone's getting that shit. It's pretty gnarly. But you know, I'm this it might just be me, but like I love when that shit happens to me before a match. Like I
Oh,
wish that my stomach thing happened like today, you know, to where I could like kind of be coming out of it for my match with Chad. Cause yeah, that seems to be when I'm like in the right spot is when
food poisoning?
yeah.
I don't want none of that. You keep
If I'm
it all.
uncomfortable
Oh,
and
okay.
mentally preoccupied
Yeah.
as well, I don't know.
I've heard people pull their PRs when they had like flu-like symptoms. So it's
Yep.
something like the, I don't know, is it fight or flight? I don't know what it is.
No, no. What it is so what happens is when you have food poisoning and stuff, you don't eat, right? So you're technically fasting and your body's in like autophagy or whatever it's called.
Autophagy,
So,
yeah.
yeah, autophagy. So you're regenerating new cells and destroying the old cells. So you're regenerating stronger cells and you're dying, killing off all the bad shit. So that's technically what it is.
Yeah, that's better than having a flu or whatever, but yeah, I don't want to be any type of sick,
Yeah, yeah. It's never fun. It really isn't.
right?
No, no. The only thing is, I got 4 people staying the night the day before the event, so I'm gonna make them carry all the heavy shit into the
Ah,
event.
yeah, yeah. How are you feeling, Travis? Let's hear his side.
Well, I've worked out probably like 2 or 3 times in the last like 40 days, but I've been up and down ladders, so that's been my workout the
That's
last
good.
month. You know, I've just been installing Christmas lights, and I went to go do some workouts, and I hit weights I've never hit before. So I mean, maybe it was just that I haven't worked out, that I'm really fresh. But I'm not touching anything until obviously arm wrestling this weekend. I feel like when I go high volume, like a couple days before, I still feel like I have a few kinks, and I pulled in Vegas pretty well. And I didn't arm wrestle or touch anything like for a while previous to that. So maybe if I do the same, I'll have the same results going in, but we'll see. I mean, I feel pretty good. Yeah, like I said, I mean, obviously preparing for an event, you get really tired, and by the end of the day, you're freaking exhausted.
Yeah, especially setting it up. Like, yeah,
Yeah, man,
But you even the playing fields because Benji's running the live stream. So let's just keep him busy too.
yeah. Camera
Benji's
work, everything.
Challenge. You guys are going to be on top of your game though in that match. Watch. You watch. You watch. 'Cause sometimes your head is the thing that gets in the way. You too
Yeah,
much
it's true.
prep, too many things not to distract you aside from that match. You can lose your own match all by yourself.
I'll tell you this though, like I've learned, like after like my first 6 tournaments, I was I was like a nervous wreck when I used to go up to the table, and now I'm like I'm pretty calm now. Like I'm really good, and like last year, like I said, I was still pretty new into the sport, and now I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
I go to the table and I just have a good time,
Right.
whether win or lose. Like I try to get what I can, obviously. I feel like sometimes I give my opponents too much. Um, but I think that's kind of me being cocky too, because I like to come back from losing positions, that's just stupid of me, but it's fun. I don't know. I look at my videos, I'm like, why the fuck am I doing that? And it's like I realize, like in the moment, I'm like, okay, it's like it's comfortable. Certain things that I do are comfortable, but they look like, my girl tells me all the time, she goes, it looks like you're gonna lose every match.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's comfortable right there. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like,
Right.
it's just my sweet spots, like.
Well, I
She's
could
like,
be wrong
yeah.
with you specifically, but I definitely have this theory. It takes enough competition and also active practice of ready goes and offensively hitting, like intentionally, going
Yeah.
where you want to go. That takes a lot of practice and repetition. But I believe a big majority of us that get into this are responders. Like we when we first come in, like I don't know, like when you arm wrestled before doing it in the organized sport, like when you did it on lunch tables or bars and stuff like that, um, wasn't it the majority of the time like everyone kind of locks up off the go and you're just
Yeah,
kind of you're feeling each other and you respond to pressure. And I kind of
yeah,
feel like we do that in life. We do that with weight that we're lifting,
yeah.
we feel
Don't
that
pull
way,
it.
we respond to it, and we apply the amount of pressure necessary to lift it. And that's why PRs are so unique, is sometimes you don't know that you can lift it, but it's just because you've never responded to that kind of weight, so it becomes a completely different monster once you start trying to train to be intentional.
No, absolutely. It's extremely weird to me. Like when I see people like hit super fast, I'm like, I don't know how the hell you do that. I don't know. Like
It wins
it's
matches,
hard for
though.
me.
Sure.
It wins matches. I'm just like, I don't know, like because every ref's timing is differently, right? Like some are like go, some like don't even really say much, and some are like ready, go. And it's like you have to be either familiar with that or you just have to be like practicing it all the time. And it's like I don't know. Like I like to be in losing positions for some reason. I like it. I like to be in losing positions. And I like because I like the pressure. I like the pressure. I like the pain.
The
When
challenge.
I work out, I don't like when I work out, I like to be in pain. I don't like to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do my 10 reps. Like I don't do that. I do it until I can't move my arms. Like that's what I
Right.
do. So if we
You're
get in
there
a
for the
battle,
fight. Yeah.
if we get in a battle, like I expect to be in a war because I train for that. Like I train to be in that position. I don't train to be fast. I train to outlast you. Like that's my training personally. So yeah, that's just me though, you know.
Yeah.
So and
Well,
that's when
that's
I
what the
arm wrestle.
crowd likes. They don't, I mean, I don't care what anybody says. It's fun to see somebody flash somebody. It's like
Oh, it is. It is.
it's interesting, but that's not the thing that we all go crazy for. We
Yeah.
go crazy when we see two people locked in the center of the table.
Oh,
Run.
100%. People are locked in and they're going back and forth, and it's like, you know, this guy's in a losing position and this guy's like about to lose, but then it's like, let's say this guy tries to do a king's move and he goes below the table. Okay, well, he can't sustain down there that long, and it's like, okay, let me try to hold him here and then come back. That happened to me, you know, 5 or 6 months ago. Somebody tried to do that to me, and it's like, I held him there. He couldn't finish. You know, he hit the spot, he hit the wall, and it's like, all right, well try to do that. And it's, you know, it's just certain things that you want to happen. They don't usually happen most of the time, but when they do, it's fun, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't like getting flashed, you know what I mean? That sucks. But, you have to know how to combat that flash move as well, you know, like
Right.
there's certain guys that I'm stronger than, you know, if we slow pull, I beat them, you know, but if they're faster than me, they get to that spot. And that, you know, that's with Elijah. I feel like, you know, I mean, he's way faster than me. So if I get beat, he's going to beat me off the start. And I already know the kid's inevitable to beat a lot of people because he trains his ass off. Um, and that's why I say, I'm like, I don't care if I get beat by Elijah because I'm like, the dude trains all the time, you know, and he's already beaten me in the tournament once. So I'm like, the kid's getting good. Kid's getting good. Minor, he's getting really good. So, look out for these young guns, man. Look out for these young guns really um, to take out some people that are kind of important very soon. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you that right now.
Yeah,
So
for sure. Yeah,
I
that's
see
just
it.
exciting
I see
stuff.
it. Yeah, I see it happening, and I'm very excited for this, you know, younger generation because they're working hard. You know, that's what it takes to be good, and they're putting that work in, which it matters. And so in this sport, it does. In baseball, you could be naturally gifted. I played baseball for a long time. I worked harder than every single person that was on my team. Not even close. It was not even close on how much I outworked them. I still wasn't better than the top two or three guys. They were just naturally better. You know, I put in way more work, and in this sport, you actually have to put that work in. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's easier to do when you're younger.
Oh, Javier Martinez in the house. What's up, Javier? You going to be competing this Sunday? I hope you are. Yeah, Javier Martinez is feeling strong, super, super strong.
Is he on your team?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how late you were there at the Mountain King, but he did show up towards the end and he hung out for the after pull. But yeah, he's a big super heavyweight. I think he's dropping, yeah, I know he's dropping weight right now. But yeah, very strong dude. He's only been on our team for what, like a year, maybe a year and a half, I'm gonna say. Benji is sharing this is the live stream, right? Benji?
Yeah, live stream, and then that's where I'll put the HD edit of the matches too. Yeah.
Cool, right on, right on. Oh, Paul Stevens is in the house now too. Says what's up? Just got off work.
Paul,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just missed it.
So Paul's, yeah, Travis was on a bit. We had some good conversations, so run that back for sure. Yeah, looking forward to your match, Paul. Taking on Waldo, man. That's some crazy shit. Who do you guys have in that match?
Yeah, let's go through them all. Waldo, of course.
You got Waldo?
Yeah, my teammate. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Waldo has that tournament experience like Paul does. I think Paul's gonna take it just on his experience.
Whoa.
I don't care if Waldo's that much stronger. I don't think Waldo's been in as much tournaments as Paul has. So I think Paul takes it definitely on his IQ and experience.
Place your bets. Place your bets.
Like it. Yeah, but you know, both of you guys bring up really good points, and that's why this makes for a really good match. Yeah, Waldo has just got that insane hand, man. And he's so strong.
His wrist, I measured it, same as Levon's, 10 inches.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I think it's 10 and a half. I think he's got a little bit bigger than Levon.
That's so crazy.
And that's all tendon and ligament. He's not fat. You know, Waldo. He ain't fat.
Yeah.
That's muscle, bone, tendon, ligament.
Right. And I don't want to pick a winner out of that because like I love both of those guys so much. But what I can say is I can picture how rounds 1, 2, and maybe 3 will go. I personally think if it goes anyway, round 1, it's gonna go Paul's way.
What?
Yeah.
You guys want to bet me?
I think round 1 could potentially go Paul's way. And then the question is, will Waldo know how to respond to that and put the match into his favor for round 2 and maybe 3? And will it take till round 3 for that to happen? You know, but yeah, I think it's definitely not to discount Paul's strength. He's incredibly strong. Like he's one of those guys where like I can't even really like measure it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the ceiling potential for Waldo is very high in that respect. But yeah, Paul's got a ton of experience as well.
So. All right, we'll do a show after and let's see who's right. Gotta check the footage.
Well, how convinced are you that it's Waldo? Like, are you
I've bet a lot of money. I've bet a lot of money.
3-0?
See, I don't know I could believe that what you're talking about, experience and all this and his hit and all this, but overall outcome has to be Waldo, so
the end.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll put money on it too. Anybody in the chat? Meet me with cash at the tournament. $100. Let's do it.
Oh,
I go up to 200. I don't care.
I want to jump in there with you. I just don't want to like. I'll
go down. I'll go 50, 20.
I like these guys. Man.
I just don't have enough footage on either guy to be like, okay, I'm all in, like type of thing. I just think I haven't seen Waldo at enough tournaments, and I've seen Paul pretty active lately, and he's been looking good. So I think the ready goes are definitely going to play a factor. I think the experience will, but I just don't have enough footage to be like, hey, I'll bet $100. If I had enough footage, then I would say yeah.
Yeah.
50 or 20 sounds good.
Well, if you saw the last SoCal Arm Fest on Benji's channel, they had a little bit of practice pulling going on there.
Yeah,
But
I was like, what are
not
you guys
only was
doing?
it just practice pulling, but who was the guy between the two, the experienced guy or the new guy that was picking up information,
Mm.
from that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Derek was kind of confused. I talked to him in other chats. He was like, why were they guys pulling? So they know the outcome already. I'm like, I guess not. We'll see. I do.
Yeah.
So what are the matches we got? We got Matt Hughes's brother.
Mika and Matt Hughes.
No, sorry, Kenny Hughes's brother, Matt.
Yeah.
Legend. Guy's so strong.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I hope Mika is healed up because Mr. Hughes is no joke.
Okay, so this is how that's gonna go. Just to give you guys a little update on that match. Mika has a tennis event midday, so he will not be there in the beginning for the super matches. So he's actually going to be a later super match. Like he's going to be like one of the last super matches of the day.
Mm.
He's going to be potentially after the tournament or mid tournament. But I already informed Matt about that because Mika has like a youth national championship tennis thing he's got to go to or something. So Mika said he could be there around 6. So I'm guessing that'll be towards the end, like close to the end of the tournament. Okay. So that's kind of like that. So I believe Matt is gonna.
Get out. We've got so many super matches, It could be a nice little break towards the end of the tournament. Maybe like right before the finals. Like break.
Yeah, I believe Matt is gonna pull in the tournament. Matt's like, oh, I'll probably get tired, and then he's like, oh, I might lose to Mika, whatever. I'm like, whatever the case is, if Mika's that much stronger, he's just that much stronger. But if Matt could win some money right-handed in his class, that's a win for him too, right? So, we'll see what happens. But that's kind of like the rundown of that.
Yeah. And at the same time, as much as I want to see what happens between Matt and Mika, I also want to see what happens between Matt and Paul. I know Paul's competing in the tournament, but I know he's a little heavier. Do we know what Matt's weighing in at around right now?
205.
He is going to come in at 205 because I know he's been heavier.
He's coming in at 205.
Okay.
That's what he says because he wants to go after Mika's rank.
So, yeah, I wonder if Matt Hughes will pull up. Yeah, because from the bit that I've pulled of both of those guys, like I'm really waiting to see them pull. I want to see Paul Stevens and Matt Hughes pull one day.
Now, who do you guys got? Mike Brown and Travis.
It's gonna be a good match, man.
I think it's gonna be a better match than people think. So
I think so.
This is my thing. I like Mike Brown. I think he's very strong. Travis, they both beat me. So, but two different styles as well. So, Travis Jourdain has more top pressure sideways, and Mike Brown. I think Travis can meet him at the top. That's where I'm like, I don't think Mike's gonna be able to top roll him. I think that Mike's gonna have to take him to a hook. And if they do go to a hook, Travis Jourdain's actually pretty decent in a hook. So I think if Mike cuts to 165, which I'm hearing he is, I know he could rehydrate pretty well, but he was pretty good at the mountain. If he comes that same strength and he's that good, then I don't think Travis will have anything for him. But if he's 10% weaker, that's gonna be a very, very interesting match. So I think the match with Caleb and Mike Brown might play a factor too, because I don't know how strenuous that practice was last week for them, but I don't know how fast Mike recovers either. So there's a bunch of different factors that I'm looking at, but I do think Mike will take it. I think it'll be closer than people think, though.
Hmm.
So there's just a bunch of different factors that I'm looking at, right? So I've felt them both, and Mike did feel really strong in the mountain, but I did match Mike's top pressure, so he had to go to a hook to beat me. So it's funny because he top rolled you, didn't he, Kane?
Yeah. But his top roll in the strap is very different.
Got it, yeah, because he couldn't top roll me in the strap or out of the strap because I wouldn't let him. I wouldn't let him because Mike wants his position in the setup, right? And I arm wrestle him way different than I arm wrestle you. I pretty much give you, and I noticed that when I lost to you both in the tournament, I pretty much give you everything in the setup, I feel, and I chase your hand with the top roll. I'm chasing you, right?
Right.
But Mike, I meet him at the top in the setup and I apply crazy pressure and it pisses him off. So if you match Mike's pressure at the top, it really aggravates him and he has to change his lane. So if Travis can figure that out and take him to a hook, it's gonna be a really good fight. So that's kind of like where I'm like, Travis, and the thing is, look, Travis Jourdain beat Mike Brown, and Mike Brown was not fresh in Big Bear, right? Like we already went through this. But still, a loss is a loss. When you lose to somebody, it's in your head. Like, hey, I already have a loss to that person in a tournament or whatever the case is, whether you think it is a factor or not, it's a factor. It's like if I'm a pitcher and somebody hit a home run off me, oh, it's a factor. That person hit a home run off of you. It's in your head. So that's kind of like where I'm at with that. So it's going to be an interesting match, I think, at least.
Yeah, styles could come into play with it. In the actual competition, competing against both of those guys, I think Travis was in the 185s, Mike was in the 165 with me, but I did pull the 185. Based on those two things, like I would immediately say Mike Brown, like without a doubt. But the only questionable factor in there, for me, yeah, because like I pinned Jourdain, and then Mike Brown made pretty easy work of me. But at the same time, you let I don't want to say let, if Jourdain was able to get his lane, if I allowed that to him off the start, I don't know, maybe. And Mike Brown is not exactly somebody that hits super intentionally off the start. So that could play a factor and make me wrong. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because Travis Jourdain has confidence that he can beat Mike, especially after that. And then there was some shit talk in there. So I think, like I said from the get-go, I think this is going to be one of the most entertaining matches if it isn't flash pins, right? Like, we know Mike talks, we know Mike's game, and so like I know Travis is a talker too. So I'm just excited to see what's had, like if this is a match or if it's not. Like I think in every circumstance, like you're stronger, Mike's stronger than me, but it's like I think this match is a styles against styles, and it could play a factor.
Right.
So we'll see.
And I think Jourdain has a huge amount of potential too. Yeah, I think for how new he is, and he's training with the Armenians right now.
Yeah.
So a lot of potential with Travis.
Yeah, I'm sure Vosgin's, giving him a few tricks on what to do, obviously, right? They're not sleeping on this match. Vosgin is training for Mike Linder, and Travis, whether he wants to say it or not, he's asking Vosgin for, questions on what lanes to stay in and stay out of.
Okay, real quick, while Mike Linder's not in here. Oh wait, now he is.
Yeah.
You said his name. You
Yeah,
said his name 3 times.
Right. Been packing up.
Oh, you're
You
packing
say his
up,
name 3 times, he gets a
from work?
complete sentence.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Did you bag me up some hush puppies?
Sure, if you want some.
No, I'm just joking, man.
I've been trying to stay away from the fryer.
Yeah, dude. I had so much fried food last time I ate at your restaurant, man. I wasn't eating for like 2 days. That shit is heavy. It's good though. It's really good.
Yeah.
So, who, Travis, Benji, who do you got? Mike Linder or Vosgin? Just pretending
I
Mike
think it's the stronger man that shows up. It could be in each man's court, and I see either one winning. So if Travis could come in really strong, it's going to be a problem for Mike. If Mike comes in real strong, it's going to be an easy day. So we'll see. It's that
Travis.
close.
I just don't see Mike. I don't see Mike losing. I just don't see it.
Oh, you're talking about Mike versus Travis?
Yeah. You know what you're talking about?
Well,
We're
they
talking
just.
about you and Vosgin, but
Oh, my bad. I was talking about Travis and.
Oh, you were okay.
Oh yeah, for Mike Linder. Oh, he wins, no problem. Yeah.
No problem, huh? That easy. Okay, he's gonna take down the world champ.
It's
So
Mike.
this is where I'm at with
Yeah.
this is where I'm at with that match. Vosgin is a mechanic. Like he's an engineer when it comes to this type of stuff. Like he wants you in the strap. He's gonna apply just pure back pressure. The problem that I see for Mike is if Mike just gives Vosgin what he wants, right? If you give Vosgin what he wants, it's gonna be a long day. But if Mike takes it seriously, he could beat Vosgin, no problem, I would think. Because I felt Mike's hand, and that shit's ridiculous. So, but I've never felt Vosgin either. So I just can't imagine that it's what Mike feels like. I can't even move Mike. So I don't know.
I've pulled Vazgen at a tournament and Mike in practice, and fuck Mike, what's wrong with you? What did you eat in Minnesota, or where'd you come from again? Fuck.
I love hearing people tell me what kind of style Mike Linder favors. Like I think the majority of the people they say, oh yeah, Mike Linder's a hook puller, and I'm like, no, he's not. And but that's what makes Mike interesting is if you feel like he's hooking you, he's hooking you through your hand, and he'll roll you straight over through your hand. If you think he's top rolling you, he's also, doing that through you. He's not running around you. So I feel like that's, Mike, what makes you such a good feel puller. How you say you don't really like execute much planning is because you kind of dance in that place between the top roll and the hook,
Yeah.
He's a grinder, man. That's what he is. He's a grinder.
Yeah. He likes to go head first.
Like he doesn't have a plan. No matter what happens, he feels it, and then he's just like, you know what, mother effer, let's go.
Yeah.
I
So
think it's
sideways.
Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting because like you can feel Mike out of the strap, but I mean, I obviously like when you watch Jamie Barrett, right? Like and against Vosgin, we know Jamie Barrett's the real deal. And yes, he beat Vosgin in Vegas, but like we saw how different it was when Vosgin went to the strap. So all I gotta say is if Mike can keep Vosgin out of the strap, it's 3-0 Mike. But if they go to the strap, it's probably different. Like I'm not saying Vosgin's gonna win, but I'm just saying it ain't gonna probably be 3-0.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where I'm at. Like
you got 100 on him, right?
I got 100 on Vosgin, but I mean, I got faith that Mike can win too. So I'm like, I'm just a gambling guy. Like I'll bet on every single person on this card.
Oh yeah. What about Waldo and Stevens?
I mean, I'll bet on that.
I'm just kidding.
I just won't bet 100.
Yeah.
So wait,
Because,
do do you actually have 100 on him with
I have,
somebody in a bet?
yeah,
Chad.
I have 100 with Chad. Yeah.
You crazy guy. That's funny.
With Chad Shelby. Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey,
Mike, there's
hey,
pressure, Mike.
If you were just putting that up, I would make that bet with you.
hey, listen to this.
Oh!
That was pre all my expenses. Okay. We know how expensive everything has gotten since then. That was a month ago.
You're gonna have to renegotiate on these bets.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I'm
if
definitely.
you had that much faith in Voskin, like I have faith in Mike.
Travis needs odds.
No, I mean it just comes to like, I mean, trust me, if everything wasn't just as expensive as it's gotten in the last week, I'm like, oh yeah, sure, $100 here, $100 there, like no problem. But
Yeah.
it's been more of like, hey, here's a few $1,000s in the last week going here and there. So it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be betting $100 on everybody.
Yeah. Don't let the family put an ass whooping on you for another bet.
Yeah, no, I'm like, if it's $20 here, $20 there, cool, whatever, I don't care. But yeah, so if you want to bet $20 on that Waldo match, we'll bet $20. How about that?
If
Well,
you
I told
want,
you I don't want to bet
you
on
want to
that.
donate.
Those guys are my buddies.
No, he's
But
talking to me. He's talking to me.
but Mike, okay.
I'm talking to you, Benji. I'll
Yeah.
take $20 on Paul Stevens.
Let's do it. I'll take a donation.
I'll just take it out of his ref fee. No.
Speaking of those two, that's actually very similarly to how I feel about Mike Linder and Voskin's match. I think they're both in a very similar circumstance. If you could say Mike Linder is like Waldo and Voskin is like Paul Lynn.
So baby, hi baby.
Say hi. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hey, cutie. You're so smart.
Hello.
Yeah,
And who do you got, Kane? Obviously, you got Elijah, but Elijah, I got Elijah with this. I'd never seen this V. I don't even know how the hell to say his last name. So
I've seen him at this Arm Fest.
what do you think of him? I've never seen him ever in my life. So
I don't know what to think of him, but I've seen him at Arm Fest. I think Collazo is too strong, man. Too vicious.
There's no way I would bet against Elijah right now. Yeah, Todd Colazzo's in the chat right now. He says last workout before Kris Kringle Pull 2. The boys are ready. He's speaking of Elijah and Kaleo. Kaleo is another bad young dude.
he's gonna win the 145 amateurs. I'll put money on that.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, that's not a bad bet at all.
I felt his
It's gonna be
hand.
a fire tournament.
I felt his hand. I will put $100 that he takes 145 amateurs.
Who?
Kaleo.
Kaleo.
What's a Kaleo?
Kaleo is what is a Kaleo? He's like, what is he, 13, 14 years old?
He's 13 years old and he is an animal.
Where is he from? What is this thing?
He trains with Elijah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's gotta be strong then.
Dude, his hand, like my hand feels good right now. I think his hand is just as good, like strong as mine. Like his hand's insane for 13. Like
13.
I can only,
Fuck.
dude, 13. I'm telling you, and he's lifting almost what Elijah's lifting. He's gonna win 145 amateurs for sure.
Right. His intuition on the table's really, really, really good. It's getting really good.
I've never arm wrestled him, but I just felt his hand, and I could tell typically when I arm wrestle people, or if I shake their hand or feel their hand, the people that have the stronger hand than me, that's the people that I worry about. Anything else I don't really worry about unless they're just that much faster. That's the two things I worry about on the table: how strong their hand is, because I have a pretty strong hand. My hand doesn't really ever go back, and if it goes back, it's going back because I want it to go back. And I worry about the speed. Those are the only two things I ever worry about. So the kid's got a strong hand.
Yeah.
For 13, that's freaky.
Yeah, he's strong, dude.
Yeah,
So-
those two kids have better, more disciplined programming than almost anybody I know in this state, arm wrestling.
Compared to some pros even, huh? Right.
Oh yeah. I'm
Like
talking
world pros, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very, very disciplined. Even like Elijah with his diet right now. Just I mean, yeah, like
His dad is
like we
awesome, man.
yeah, Todd is amazing. We could but we can all, learn and take tips from them. Um, I don't know. And that's just crazy. It's scary. They're growing in this sport.
Yeah,
Their bodies are growing in
growth
this.
hormones trickling in
Yeah, yeah.
as they're developing all this shit, and then they have their dads boosting them, supporting them. They got these crazy teams that we never knew existed or around, like Derek Smith's practice and you and Ricky and all those people. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
breeding success.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of really good pullers on a lot of different teams. And the thing for our team that I'm the most excited about is our amateur and youth class right now. Like we've got a few killers on the
Oh
team.
yeah,
We got
oh yeah.
Mega Mike, we got Derek, we got Linder, Ricky's great too. And like but our amateurs are so thick with talent right now in every weight class.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Alpha Empire is going to be looking real sexy in about a year, maybe yeah, maybe 2 years. Those
Nice new crop coming in.
yeah, for sure. They're putting in the work. We just need to see them compete more. That's the struggle, man. A lot of them
Exposure.
are starting to, but it's hard for people to understand that you're never going to be fully ready to be competitive with the pros unless you get out there and compete, take some losses, learn, like
Mm-hmm.
there's that stupid misconception that like I'm not going to go and compete at a tournament until I know I can like not lose. Like yeah, well good luck with that.
Yeah.
You're just going to take that much longer to start the
That's
process.
the learning step to get there that you're forgetting
Yeah,
exists.
most important step for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a good new batch coming in, and that's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
I got Colazo for sure. No
So,
offense.
who are the other super matches? We haven't covered them all, have we?
No. No, have we? No. Tell me, tell me.
I
Where's
think
my
maybe
phone?
we have.
Where's my phone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you and Travis, me and Chad, Mika and Matt. That's 3 matches. Mike Brown and Travis is 4 matches.
Yeah,
Colaz.
that is it. Very good.
Oh yeah, that's all the matches.
Very good. Should be good, guys. Should be really cool, really good.
Yeah, I'm excited. Gonna be really good. I'll be there bright and early with you, Travis, Sunday morning.
Yeah, I'll be there too. Help you guys put it together.
What do we they're opening the doors for us, what, 9? Is that what we're gonna do?
Believe so. You're muted, Travis.
Hey, good thing I was muted, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, 9 o'clock. They typically open at like 10:30, but they said for our event they're opening the doors at 9.
sweet.
Yeah, so she's gonna be there opening the doors at 9 o'clock, and we'll be setting up everything and getting everything prepared. I have like I said, a bunch of raffle prizes to bring in, and I got TVs, arm wrestling tables, Dre Beat headphones. I got some really, really cool prizes. I'm just very excited for everybody to see the prizes and them to be like, what the hell? Like what are we trying to win over here? Like it's just gonna be really, really
It's a
cool.
nice little bonus for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm just really excited to see the structure on how interactive people are with the raffle structure. Um I just think winning, obviously I have like what, 70 medals or something in the garage, but we got overall trophies. I don't have
Oh
like
yeah.
cash payout. I don't have any cash payouts for the overall, just the division winners. Um, and then probably throw in a couple hundred more bucks or something and the raffles. And then we have the money tree, right? So the money tree, you bring cans or toys. For each toy you bring, it's 3 tickets you're gonna get. And then for each can you bring, it's gonna be 1 ticket. Um, so yeah, I mean, the more you bring, the more opportunities you're gonna have to win the money tree. The money tree is gonna have over $100 on it. Um, I'm gonna maybe put some gift cards on there, or some $2 bills. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a tree. It's gonna be a tree loaded with money. So, yeah, whoever brings toys and cans, the more you bring, the more tickets you're gonna get to put into the bucket. And then one lucky winner will get the money tree. So for that's just completely separate from
yeah, the
the
raffle.
term.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other raffles. So
So
that's
yeah,
just
Malia and I are gonna bring a ton of cans, toys, I think, and
Entries.
we're gonna win that money tree so we can put those dollar bills in Odette's piggy bank.
There you go.
I'm gonna put a bunch of $2 bills on the tree. I'm gonna make it really fun.
Heck
There you go.
yeah. So
So,
my honest opinion on all of that is that it's always going to vary for competitors in terms of what is more desirable to them between prizes or cash payouts, raffles. But the thing that I think is the most brilliant about what you're doing, Travis, is the incentive for matches. That's cool. Like that's really,
yeah.
really cool. And I think everyone needs to understand that. Um, because I'm thinking of it more in terms of the planting the seeds to grow the sport. Because uh as we were talking earlier, like with Travis Bagent and stuff like that, tournaments and super matches, they're very different monsters. And I think a lot of us like super matches. It's something you agree to. You both think you can win and everything like that. But tournaments can be intimidating. And I think that's why a lot of our teams, amateurs, stay away from that. They don't, they feel confident they're not going to land on the podium first, second, or third. And the brackets could be super mean to them. But now like that changes the game. Getting
Yeah.
incentive for matches, you just win a match,
Every match counts. Like you win a match. Like the question is this though. Here's the real question, right? Do you want to win your division, or do you want to place? Do you want to win more matches to win more tickets? That's the real question.
right?
Because me, I'm like, if I'm the guy like, hey, I want to win first place in my division, or do I win 3, 4, 5 more tickets, pulling multiple divisions, winning more tickets, and potentially winning a flat screen TV and a bench press? Like, what do I want to do? Because if I do pull all those divisions, I'm going to be burnt out if I do make the finals in my primary division. So
Right.
that's what it really comes down to. Are you going to have enough gas in the tank to pull farther in the tournament, right? Or do you want to win matches early on in multiple divisions? That's really what it comes down to. Do you want to win your division, or do you want to win more tickets?
Yeah. Yep.
That's because I think the person that's winning more tickets isn't going to win their division. And if they would have just stuck to their division, they could have won their division, but they're not going to win as many matches or prizes. So like there's really, if you really look at it, there's multiple factors to this. So I'm excited because the people that would typically win their division aren't going to win their division, I think.
Right. Because they're pulling so many classes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much. Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited to see it.
Oh yeah. Should be a good tournament. I'm excited to film it. Should be
Overall,
good footage.
overall trophies, they're almost 3 feet tall for the overall trophies. We do have a match of the night trophies, so we'll have some talks. There's going to be a couple of us, I'm sure, talking and seeing what we think is the match of the night, who's going to get that trophy. And I was going to do the brackets, like, choose like who's going to win your division and stuff like that. I think that's just too much maybe to pay attention to. So I might scratch that, obviously. But yeah, I'm Benji, is it possible to who's doing our brackets? Is it possible to connect like an iPad to the TV and have the brackets on flat screen TV?
Are you asking if it's possible?
Well, you're the tech guy.
Yeah, I mean it depends on your connections. Like if you have the wiring and the TVs available, you got the HDMI coming out, you got a TV available. Oh yeah, you could do it.
Okay, I'm looking. I think I might have a 50-inch available and try to do that because everybody's like always looking at, come up and look at your brackets. I think we should just have a TV so they're always looking at their brackets
Yeah.
on who's
Oh
going
yeah, that's nice to
on
see
who,
that.
I've
They
got
had
a
that in
cable
Vegas.
I'll bring that might work. It's the
It's
what is
about
it?
the
USB,
yeah,
regular USB. So I'm guessing the iPad has the little USB, right?
USB-C or something.
See, yeah, I think.
Yeah, just
And
make
then the
sure
other
those
end of the
connect.
cable
Yeah.
would be the regular USB, which you probably have on the TV.
That'll work
And-
for sure as long as you have the connection to the iPad as feng
Mm.
shui, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you guys are the tech guys. I'm just the guy that's like, hey, I got the theater. You guys can figure it.
If not, if you have a laptop, it'll work. What's up?
And another question for you, Kane. I was at Home Depot today, looking at spotlights and whatnot.
That spotlight.
Yeah,
Y'all
bro.
remember that one, Benji?
Yeah, I remember that
Still
one.
have it. Yeah. Twins. And one of them's out right now. I don't
Hey,
even,
I remember how I could take it apart and put it back together in my mind. Yeah. No.
yeah. Yeah.
So I was debating if I should get a wireless or if I should get.
Up, you froze up.
You should get what?
Debating if you can get a wireless,
Or wired, probably.
wired. Yeah, that's what I would think.
What was the issues with yours and what did we want? I think it was like the brightness was too damn bright
It was too white, too bright. Yeah.
and we couldn't put it into position that would work maybe from above or something. We
What?
didn't have access. Hey, you went out. Welcome back.
I'm here. Did I go out or did you guys go out?
You did.
And you were debating on wireless or I'm guessing wired, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up with the lumens? Like, how many lumens do I need?
Oh,
You gotta make sure that it's not too bright, like there's like a diffuser aspect because we were getting blinded by the one at north for south.
yeah. I think it's gonna depend on the application. So Benji, it's like what is it? 3,000 lumens is
Yours? Yeah,
pretty
let me see if
bright,
I can
right?
look up. Yeah, let me see what yours was. I feel like yours was 10,000. Let's see a husky from
So like for the tunnels, Travis, where you're trying to light up a broad, long area, the brighter might be good for something like that. But the tables,
Are you bringing your spotlights?
yeah. So I'm bringing what I have with me is the one he's looking up right now. I have to
10,000. Yeah.
It's 10,000. Okay. So
Mhm.
mine's a dual. It kind of looks like the one you were shopping, but mine's wired, Travis. But instead of the single, it's got the two, and you could swivel them any direction you want and raise the tripod and stuff. One of them went out, but I guarantee it's not like the LED or anything or the bulbs in there. It's something with a connection. So I'll mess with it a little bit. But even the one is super helpful. And then the two things that I bought for the Mountain King that we put overhead over the two tables was these little clip-on construction lights. Those might have been the 3,000. They're 3,000 lumens each.
Mm.
So definitely not as bright, but if you saw Adam Silver's video, like it was just right. Because without those two lights, just one over each table, the color spectrum was like all like
Not showing up.
yeah, it was really dark purple and because it was all just only colored lights, but those single white lights gave just enough to like see
Yeah.
the action and stuff like that. So the only issue with those, that they have like big claw clamps that you can attach them to anything. You wouldn't be able to use them the way I did overhead. We'd have to like yeah, you really do need two tripod lights, I think, one for each table, and probably something that we can put God, I don't know, like at that first tier or that first flat part, but that's behind like how many rows of seats? 10 rows?
No, for the first is 5 rows.
Okay, it's just 5
Yeah,
rows.
you said you were gonna bring it. Was it 10,000 lumen one?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's a single though. Like if
Okay.
I can fix the other light, yeah, I can swivel them this way and they can
We'll
point.
just use that for the tunnel. We'll just use that for the tunnel, I'm guessing then. And
Move it.
then
Oh, because we're gonna come out of the same tunnel.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, we're gonna come out of two separate sides.
One
So
at a
like,
time.
yeah, one at a time.
Okay.
It'll be the walk-in. It'll be like the total walk-in. Like the person will get like a minute and a half, I'm guessing, like on the song. Because the walk-in to the bottom, probably 40 seconds. And then I want everybody to like chalk up. Like they're gonna like, you know how they're like getting their Vaseline rubbed on in MMA. I want us to go to the table and like chalk our arms and stuff like that. I think that'd be just like really cool to get the video on that. And then the next person walks in and it's on them type of thing for the super matches. But I'll get the tripod cordless ones, and so the only stuff attached will be like whatever Benji's doing and whatever you guys obviously need, right, for the plug outlets.
Are
So
you planning on keeping the lights on in the theater or going dark and doing these
we're
things?
going dark. We're going dark.
Oh wow.
We're going dark. Yeah, we're going dark. The movie's gonna be on, but that's it. It's gonna be dark, and then at the tables, I'll probably have like a light at the tables for like the raffles and stuff like that. Like,
Yes, I hope this comes out good on video. We're gonna have to see if we need extra lights or something on it.
and I think even when they turn their lights on in the theater, I don't think it was like that bright anyways, huh, Kane?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a big deal.
But we'll see. We'll see how everything looks when
Maybe the walkouts you could do it at night, not night, but dark. But it'll really fuck up the video quality if we shoot it at like lights out. So we'll
yeah,
see. We'll see.
we'll see what happens.
We'll check it out at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be at the hardware store tomorrow around lunchtime, Travis. So let's reconvene on the phone around that time, because yeah, I'll see what they have here in my hardware store to get anything extra. I don't mind us running back and forth my Husky from tunnel to tunnel if we're doing both tables. That's not too big a deal. It's corded though, so we're gonna have to run with the cord too. But the
I
big
could I could get a third tripod. I could just buy a third tripod. I'm just gonna return them anyways, so that doesn't matter.
okay.
I have a little light box you could possibly use, but it's
Or what
one
we could
light
do,
box with a
you know what we could
diffuser.
do? You know what we could do is get one of those big ass like lights, just like that you hold that has the
Spotlight.
battery, big old spotlight. I think that'd be cool too, because you could kind of control it however and wherever you want.
Oh, with the camera, like to hold with the camera.
Just have somebody on the top row just fucking spotlighting them. Fucking
Yeah.
stage
I think
left.
Yeah, my big concern is the tables. So yeah, making sure that those are focal pointed and that it's not set, like it's bright enough, but that it's not sending it everywhere. Because it's gonna be kind of, yeah, 5 rows up in the first flat area, pointed down, which could affect over the top and the background on the screen having light facing that direction. So
We'll just
yeah.
play with it. Get a bunch of lights to play with, and then we'll have the lights on or off, and then do different coordinations of it. I'll bring extra lights that I have. I have a light box and it comes on a tripod stand for photography. I'll bring.
Oh,
But
perfect.
that's just one though. You know, let's see what else I have.
I'll bring my 3, my 2 little ones, my tripod one. I'll see what they got at the hardware store. Hopefully we'll have too many lights.
Yeah,
because
that's what we need.
we
that's
need too
never a
many-
problem.
Yeah, we need too many lights to get it just right. We don't want to be short.
Yeah,
on-
extra tape, extra cords.
Johnny Dang says we're talking about the white spectrums. He says no such thing as too white. If it ain't white, it ain't right.
Resident Asian with a
Yeah,
great quote.
our Asian guy. Oh, and Paul Stevens, I love this, says, so when I win 3-0 in my super match, do I get 3 raffle tickets?
Yeah, and then what did I say below it?
Oh man. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and then you said, yeah, you're dreaming, Paul.
Wake up, Paul, you're dreaming.
You're dreaming.
All right, guys, this is gonna be good. Glad I could be a part of it. Give me a call if you want any, any feedback from me at all, and I'll bring what I can. And This will be another successful event, like North versus South.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll bring all the same rig too. I'll bring all the PA crap and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. We got the
Shit.
beast, we got the people, we got the prizes, we got the venue, we got the seats. I want to sit in those seats. Take
Yeah.
a chill, you know, like compared to the plastic seats of arm wrestling days.
Hey, I sat in them the other day when I went just to look
Just
at
to chill, huh?
bro. It was like I was just sitting there, just like picturing it, and
That's nice.
I'm thinking to myself, I still don't know how the fuck I got this theater.
Fuck, man. I'm gonna have to be on my feet, not enjoying those seats
Can
until the
you
end.
imagine if it's like standing room only? Could you imagine if we fill those 350 seats and
Bro,
there's
that would be
people
it.
standing in the aisles?
I was gonna ask, what's the capacity for standing? You got 350 seated, and then what extra
Well,
50?
the thing is, like, I'm not gonna block anybody's views, so they'll have to like sit on the stairs or something. But let's say this is the case, right? We have 350 people in the seats, and then we have another 100 standing. Just imagine that, though. Like, I would be, I would be like tripping balls if that happened.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool. The only worry I have with that is they get the standing issues. Like you can't block aisleways and shit.
Yeah, like I might. I don't know if we would be turning people away either. You know, I might have to have them
Maybe
sit
the
on your lap.
bottom.
I think
Sit on your,
it's gonna be at the bottom. It'd be like going to like a rock show, like
Yeah.
a show, because the as soon as you come out of the tunnels to enter the theater, you're on that flat separator between the two tiers, where the commentators and stuff will be, and it's at there where you kind of turn the corner and go up the stairs for the stadium seating. But going down further on the sides of the theater is going towards where the competition is, and then those first 5 rows of seats. So the way there's like more than enough room down at the bottom on the sides of the tables and on the sides of those like 5 rows. I think that's what it would have to be.
Yeah.
It would get
Those
weird
ti-
if it was going
those
up
tickets
yeah.
those tickets are extra. Those are on the stage.
Yeah, I was gonna
right.
say, get them,
Yeah.
put them on the stage.
Those are VIP tickets, Kane. Those are $100 each.
As long as they don't interfere, it'll be like a wow fucking audience.
Nah, it'll be really cool. I really do hope we can get at least like 250 plus people there. Like I think that would be amazing. Like the
Right.
first 125 at the bottom and then fill like half this theater if we could get that. But if we filled 350, like I mean, Travis said his messages have been blowing up. I mean, so I mean, I couldn't even imagine like who's coming out or whatever, but like I said, everybody, it's $5 to get into the theater. Like that's just what the theater charges. And like I said,
It's cheap. Can't even.
It's-
Nothing.
It's a steal, and I think you really could fill this to capacity, because if they've already got people, moviegoers wanting to see this, and then like everyone we're speaking to, like right now, if there was an event where you came and did not pull, you came just to watch, like this.
Fuck yeah.
This
The
is the one.
seats.
You're gonna
The
be
movie.
in seating, great lighting,
The movie going on.
right, great staff. You got Travis Bagent on the mic. It's gonna be entertaining for
and
sure.
I mean,
You can
$5,
actually sit there and have
$5
your
for all day.
popcorn.
Like how much better can it get? Like you literally like we looked at the pricing for their food and popcorn. Like it's literally half the price of a regular movie theater. So I'm like, so I'm just like, yeah. I mean, how much of a better situation can you get?
Yeah. And the Drew just brought up a good point, is that the lobby, he's actually asking if we could put a TV out in the lobby for people that there's not enough room for. Which
Yeah, I was thinking about. I was thinking about
I
if
think we can make room.
Yeah, if you have an extra one, that'd be epic. Just like remember how we did it North versus South in the bar. The live stream was going and people enjoyed watching in the bar.
Oh, that's right.
So
That's
maybe
right.
we could have it in the concession area, have a TV that's connected to the internet, just go on the stream.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, who knows if it'll have to get to that, but if it does, we'll kind of resort. I mean, if we got a line going out the door, then we'll have to think of plan A, B, C, and D, right? Like,
Well,
but
I get what you're saying, but I mean more just like for people that are going to the concession stand or in between, it's nice to be able to watch it and not be like, I gotta go inside. Am I being called? Who's up?
Well, yeah, and what the
You
Drew's
see the
saying is
tournament.
that it would actually draw people to the event
Well,
itself.
that's true too.
But even without it, though, like it's going to be impossible to not notice what's happening.
Oh yeah,
Because as you
screaming.
walk into the main lobby, you can either cut off to the left hallway or to the right at the front in the lobby where you go down that hallway is where there's going to be somebody posted up doing wristbands, people lining up to go to this thing. And people are
Poster.
asking like what's going on. And our section is going to pretty much, there's a whole extra lobby down that hallway back at the end where our all of us are going to be, you know, the yeah, there's a popcorn stand and everything over there, a whole concessions. So yeah, I think our community is going to be taking over that entire theater.
Yeah, in that back area for sure. I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, like I
But
said,
they'll
I
even
mean,
notice it in the front entry. It's going to be different. There's going to be a lot of arm wrestlers and competitor shirts with their names on them and
Are you
stuff.
gonna put some tables, some practice tables, staging, warm-up tables out there? Are you allowed to?
I'm not gonna put them in the hallway. I'll probably put them in the theater.
Okay.
But we'll figure that out. We're definitely bringing extra tables. I just don't know where they're going yet.
Sweet, sweet.
Yeah. So we'll
Fucking
figure it out. We'll
stoked.
figure it out.
Fucking stoked. Getting my camera gear
Yeah,
ready.
so all right. Well, yeah. And you got the mic, you said, right, Kane?
I got mics. I got
Cool.
mics. I got a
Cool.
lot of mics.
All right. I think we're set, boys. So I'm sure I'll be talking to you guys pretty much every day until the event. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. I like it because there's a lot of space. I think there's more than enough space, unless there's more than enough people coming. Like I said, Kane, your event was pretty. Your event was pretty packed. So I thought there was at least 200, people there. I mean,
Yeah.
who
I
knows?
see it. I see it something like 200 to 300. But it's a better, not so much better location, but it is easier to get to for all our SoCal guys.
Yeah, it's
There's no
very
excuse
central.
of
LA,
yeah.
San Diego. Yep.
Yeah, so if it is in the 300s plus what the movie theater generates plus our community, I mean, like we said, I mean, there's definitely a possibility that it could pack out. So we'll see.
Let's just meet the minimums at least, right? Come on, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like because I told the theater like we'll be around 200. So if I get over the 200s, like I'm exceeding my expectations. Kind of what I said, So
Yeah.
That's at least what I'm hoping for. So
Yeah.
yeah. And if we do pack it out, then they'll be begging us to come back. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
So, and then they do have a bigger theater. They have a 550 seat theater. So that could.
There you go. You're gonna have to connect them, take down the wall.
And arm wrestlers can eat a lot of popcorn, so they'll make that popcorn money. That's where the money.
Hey, they had a lot of like good food options up there though. Like for a full meal, like. Yeah, I thought it was a great deal because I took my kids to the theater to watch Moana 2 like a weekend and a half ago. I got them their kids meal as like a kids meal. It's a popcorn. It was a Slurpee and it was a gummy pack for $6.
That's weird.
That's different. Yeah. Yeah, normally you're paying $15 just for like a medium popcorn now.
Those are old school prices, man.
It was $6 for a kid's popcorn, a slushie, and a gummy. Bro, and then like the big candies that they were selling, it was like I think it was like $3.50 like for the king size one. I'm like, I got out of the movie theater with the tickets, the food and everything for like $35.
It's usually $30 for the food.
Bro, I priced it on Regal before I went. Just the tickets for 3 people was $86.
Yeah, screw that, man.
Our 3 tickets were $15 plus all the food we bought. It was another $20, like $25. It was incredible. I loved it. I'm going back every other weekend.
And now you can get it for $5 this weekend only. Come over. $5.
Steal. So
steal the deal.
All right, I'll let you guys have a good night. Like I said, I'll be talking to you guys. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. Let's keep pushing it, keep promoting it, and let's get a great turnout and keep pushing.
All
Fuck yeah.
right. All right. Hells yeah. Kris Kringle Pull 2. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Later.